No, I gotta keep reminding myself. Faith will get us through things. The school will be challenging this year.
Already?
Tammy can tell you.
Has it been a month?
It hadn't
been a month yet. How long has school been?
7 weeks.
Oh, has it been that long? Okay. You know how funny you walk past stuff all the time, you never really pay that much attention.
They changed them.
You're right.
They just changed them not too long ago, I think.
Oh, they changed them?
Well, it's been a while, a year or so ago.
Neither one of us realized it.
Yeah, I think the old ones are still in the drawer.
It's funny how you walk past things and you don't even pay attention.
The old ones didn't say Gary Boydette or Gary Boydette Councilman or something.
I think it had my first and my last name on it.
Yeah.
So.
Hello. Come on in. Have a seat wherever you would like.
Do you want? Anybody need a water?
Are you one of the ones getting the rec or the senior center earlier?
Yeah, what now?
Are you one? Somebody who's at the senior center but at 8 o'clock?
I'm up for some
I thought you might be. So, I was wondering.
There for a little while, I was actually opening the door for the new girl.
Oh, really? I noticed I kept seeing a couple cars up there when I was leaving in the morning, so I was wondering.
There's this chair that like transforms while I sit in it.
Hello. Come in. We're getting some more chairs. We're getting a couple more chairs.
See, it's like a Baptist church. When you get here late, you got to sit in the front. All the floors, the back seats. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It fills up from the back to the front.
Chair here, and then you can put 2 more in the front. More in good shape.
I'm looking at it too. It's on the second place.
You should. That's happened a couple of times. You'll see the
James?
debit, but you don't see the credit. Finger keeps up on all those.
Hey folks,
I was gonna say that clock stopped.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Mr. Wynn, you don't have to stand up. He's going to do the invocation for us.
Father, we come to you tonight, thanking you for everything you have done and are doing for us. We ask you to bless each one here with whatever blessings you see that they stand in need of. We ask you to continue to look down upon our little town and help us through the rough spots and work the easiness. We thank you, Lord, for looking down on us in mercy at all times. We ask you to continue to be with us, be with our town, help us through the bad spots. We thank you for all that you do. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm supposed to stay here.
Call the meeting to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Myers, Boyd,
Here.
Dallas,
Here.
Witten, here, Quinn,
Here.
Simpson.
Here, having a quorum, we're now in session. I think the first on the agenda is the business license request by Mr. Fuller. Beverly, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Mr. Fuller is applying for a business license similar to another person that is doing business in town out of his home. No traffic in and out. He's not selling a product, so there's not going to be traffic up and down the street or in and out of the driveway. It'll be basically a computer and phone. I'm assuming Mr. Fuller can give more details on it. That's all I know.
All right. So, Mr. Fuller, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your business is and what you intend to do?
Well, as you're all aware, I have a commercial drone license, and I provide multiple services with my drone. It has thermal on it. It has mapping capabilities. It's accurate for GIS mapping, and that's what I'm looking at offering. Here at Gurley, I'm actually looking to expand into thermal scanning of agriculture as an added service.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for Mr. Fuller?
Just a question in general, the business license itself, you still need a permit to fly in the places listed in the ordinance, with or without the business license?
Correct. The ordinance is the ordinance, the license is the license.
Isn't that just double check?
Yeah. Anyone else?
So are you gonna be like surveying properties with your camera and?
Could be surveying properties, like I said, doing mapping. There's multiple opportunities with the drone I own.
And like, if you're looking for hunting land, do you have that capability?
That's iffy on Alabama law when it comes to hunting with the drone.
No, I don't mean like shooting it. I mean
No. I mean
surveying
like
where the animals are running around at. That kind of stuff.
can't use a drone to hunt animals in Alabama. It's very, very limited on what you can do with that.
All right. Anyone else? All right. I'll say this, and Beverly will go over this with you. A couple of things, and then of course the actual license that will be gotten to you. Keep in mind that in the state of Alabama, giving this license to you does not mean that you can do business in the state of Alabama. So you'll have to get a county and a state license before you actually do business in Alabama. Just want to remind you of that. As a service, which is what you're providing, I think, keep in mind that this license doesn't mean you can sell physical items out of your home, that you can't, do those sort of things, but everything else, because it's a service, can be operated out of your residence. All right, should that ever change, then you can contact the town and they'll tell you what you would have to do to get more compliant. But just want to remind you of that.
Does this business fall under motion pictures?
That is the closest thing we could find. There is no category that's drone operation, or, so that's the closest thing. Videoing is about the closest thing we can find that would match.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else? All right, if we don't, do we have a motion to accept the business license?
Motion. Second.
All right, clerk will call the roll.
Myers.
Yes.
Boyd.
Yes.
Bellis.
Yes.
Witten. Yes. Quinn.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes. All right, on into the minutes of the meeting. I think everybody got a copy of the minutes. Hopefully you've been able to read those. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes as prepared and dispense with the reading? Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're at the public comment section of our meeting. You may do so tonight. Each person is given 3 minutes to address the council on any issue you'd like to do so. All we ask is that you state your name and your address for the record.
Will Fuller, 151 4th Street. I've asked a couple times, and when I first moved here, to get no dumping signs put in on that street that runs next to our property. And I don't know if you're aware, but yesterday I had an altercation with someone dumping on the property. And their response was, the town of Gurley said, put our stuff on your property for dumping. And the police officer, when she showed up, said, well, it's easement. And neither one of those are correct. And I would really like to get some no dumping signs put up. And I also think that the town of Gurley should vote on raising the fine for dumping, because I think it's $250 or something like that, which is kind of a joke. But that's all I have to say.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. We'll go into reports. Ms. Scott, what you got for us?
I have nothing tonight.
All right.
Moving it along.
You probably are. Chief?
Well, I don't have anything either.
Chief?
Same as.
I mean, everything's going great. All right. Mr. Myers, what you got?
Nothing. The only thing I was going to ask if Ginger had gotten that AXO form from North Alabama for that class.
Were they supposed to mail it to me or?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Webb?
Planning Commission meeting minutes.
They're on the website. We have uploaded, I think, almost all of 2024, and the others are being uploaded.
So we're not going to get those in our packet. We're bringing them ourselves.
You're going to get them on the website.
Okay.
Or coming. Or coming.
I have a fire department meeting at the same time, so
Okay.
that's it for now.
Mr. Wynn? All right. I've just got a couple of things for the council. We're moving forward. We've got our membership in place today on our retail strategies trip that will happen in October in Atlanta. The Planning Commission Chairman and I and Beverly Scott will be going down there to present our data that they have done for us per contract. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that. Also want to remind the council that I think all of you have gotten a copy of the proposed draft of the zoning code that the Planning Commission has been working on for 8-9 months. I urge you to read through it. You'll get a chance to look at it, obviously, and vote on it here in this session, in this chamber. The Planning Commission will take it first and make a recommendation, or change it and make recommendations and send it to the council for approval. We expect that to happen sometime in October or November. So we worked on it for a year. So it's easy to read through 200 pages. But if you try to do it all at once, you might have to have somebody next to you to wake you up. So you might want to, from a council perspective, get that. If you got any feedback, get that to Ms. Scott, and she'll get it for the planning commission, obviously, to review, and then you'll have an opportunity to review it again if it's not accepted or something of that nature when we get it to vote. So just wanted to point that out. All right, I think that's all I've got. So
We're gonna have an opportunity to look at the information from Retail Strategies that you're presenting in October.
yes,
Can you get a copy of that to us?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and go into the orders of business, approval of expenditures. Do we have a motion? Motion. Is there a second? Discussion?
Just the 1267, we will be reimbursed by an insurance company, I take it for that, for the sign, the wreck that took out the street sign.
That's not the town of Gurley sign, that's a different.
No, I know,
Yeah,
it's a different sign, but I was just wondering, since it was a wreck that took it out, will we get reimbursed?
Yes, that's Chief's handling that, and filling that out. As you all know, it takes a long time for that to happen.
Yes, it does.
We just got paid for a year ago where it took out our Welcome to Gurley sign over it. Any other?
The training for Officer Roden, I know he explained it to us, he's gonna be certified. What is that in, Chief? I mean, Mr. Roden, or Chief?
Which was it now?
The training that,
Level 1 certification.
yeah.
It's an instructor position. I'll let Roden tell you real quick about it. He knows a lot more about the in-depths of that class.
It's called Gracie Survival Tactics, and it's a defensive tactics class that can help minimize use of force complaints and stuff like that. It will certify me to come back and instruct our department, help improve training, which can keep us safer, but also reduce the risk of injury to anybody that we may have to go hands-on to arrest.
It's training that we're required as departmental officers are required to attend. And this way, by him reaching instructor level, he can teach the rest of our department.
Yeah, he told us that last week, but I just hadn't written it down.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else?
Just install flood, the patch for Matt Roberts' expense report.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that something that's easy to do that doesn't affect warranty or anything on a vehicle? I mean, you wouldn't want me to install a patch on a vehicle.
Well, that was at the Goodyear place that puts our tires on.
He paid for it.
He paid for it.
He paid for it.
Okay.
It happened while he was at work and wasn't available to get any town card to pay for it, but the repair had to be completed.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. In my haste here, I think I lowered a water bill for Miss Stephanie Jansen and Stephen Bale. They had a leak that did not go into the sewer, but on top of on top of the ground. So they turned in a form and asked for a reduction of that amount from the sewer, and it came to $213.91. So I approved that, and now I told giving you all the notice that I've done so. All right, next, approve the mayor to repurchase cemetery plots from private owners as long as they do not exceed half the current going rate that we're selling them at. Do we have a motion? Motion. Is there a second? So let me explain exactly what that means. So we've been doing a lot of work in our cemetery, as you all know, and people have cemetery plots up there, and some people have them somewhere else. And we've been approached on several occasions where people would like to sell them back to the town. It is a common practice, or sell them back to any commercial, cemetery. Clearly, we have an interest to get those plots back if we can. Now, you get them at a reasonable rate, you get them back. My request is, because we have one that we're working, but my request is to allow the mayor to purchase cemetery plots as long as they do not exceed the purchase. Well, we buy them at more than half of what we are currently selling them for. We have two price ranges in our cemetery currently. One is $800 and one is $1,200. So what that would mean is, if somebody wanted to sell their $1,200 location plots, I couldn't buy those for more than $600. If somebody wants to sell the $800 plots, then I couldn't sell those for more than $400.
The whole part of the cemetery, what would that cost?
1,200.
1,200. Well, that's what, the ones that you're gonna buy will be the ones that are in the whole part, because people want to buy a new part, so. Right?
Well, as it so happens, we have several people who want to have an interest in that, but the ones that are immediate are actually in the 800 area. All right. They were bought en masse. Let me put it that way. They bought 16, and now they're full. I mean, they don't have a need for the rest of them. All right. Any other discussion?
50 cents on the dollar, pretty standard practice.
It is what Scottsboro is selling theirs at. Madison would die for that, but people don't do that. But actually, in Huntsville, in Madison, and many other commercial cemeteries, and we'll probably go through that when we do our revamp of our ordinance like we talked about next year. They have a codicil in there that when you sell a lot, you must give the town first right of refusal before you sell it to a private entity. So we'll